What's up, everybody? Shonen Games here. I wanted to make this a YouTube short, but it's too long for a YouTube short, so let's just get right to it. Seemingly, Hiroshi Matsuyama is saying that Connections is the end of the line, which we can assume means that this is the last Storm game. But I'll read to you what he says, and then I'll let you know what I think about it, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments. Without further ado, let's begin. The first game that CyberConnect 2 had developed was Naruto Ultimate Ninja for the PlayStation 2, which was released on October 2003. 20 years of piling and tons of research with each release game, all staff members of CC2 have come together to work on this latest installment of Naruto x Boruto Storm Connections. Starting on and releasing games across various systems from the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, the Xbox Series, the Nintendo Switch, and finally releasing the final games on the PlayStation 4 and even the latest PlayStation 5. With this hardware evolution, each time we are able to bring true anime-inspired dramatic scenes featuring the plucky little ninja, Naruto, and aiming to fully immerse you with the presence of being directly in the Naruto story and the ninja world. One of the founding pillars of all of our staff mantra is that we all love Naruto's story. Due to this, all of us have brought together the best creators across the globe in order to make CC2 the Naruto professional group, a team focused on making the best Naruto gaming experience. To be completely honest, Naruto is the one series we love the most in the whole world. Our team is probably the biggest fans in the entire world. I am sincerely happy that we can arrive easily to this day, November 16th, 2023. We put together all of our love, passion, and tech into making the latest game, Connections. I do not need to speak any further on this subject. I am certain that everyone across the world will enjoy the game in its entirety. And so after 20 years, we have come to the end of the line with Connections. He then goes on to say, okay, so I said I do not need to speak any further on the subject. However, I would like to go back on previous titles in the franchise and share some trade secrets. Trade secrets are normally something I'd never divulge. However, CC2 do have some little secrets that I can touch upon. So first of all, as it is the release of Connections, let's jump into the secrets behind story modes. There are some in-depth industry terms that I understand the average person may not understand, so I'll do my best to explain it all. The first one, rules for Naruto's story. Around 20 years ago, our staff, specifically our scriptwriters, had a specific rule. We need to make sure everything's exactly as it is. Now, the manga has been over for quite a while now, and you may have thought, isn't this an obvious rule? But for the past 20 years, we as CC2 have been protecting that rule, going against anything that stops it. Next up, I will talk further into the aspects of this rule and how important it is to be followed. Next topic is, Naruto is the only character Sasuke can call Usura Tokashi, which basically means idiot, stupid, etc. Those who have read the manga from start to end may think, what? Of course that's the case, but for those who are unaware, in Volume 1, the character Sasuke calls this to Naruto, as a term to make a fool of Naruto. After reading thoroughly through the world of Naruto, I could kind of understand the feeling of how that term was used thanks to Kishimoto Sensei, the creator of Naruto. I understand that Sasuke would never use that word against anyone but Naruto. Even though at the time we were only in the initial prologue of the manga, within less than 100 chapters, we knew that at the time we had to make this ruling. Back then, dark characters who were looking for revenge such as Sasuke was someone who I anticipated would be the one to leave the village. Due to this, Naruto and friends would surely go and try to bring him back to the village. Sasuke cut his friendship ties because he wanted revenge. So when Naruto and Sasuke come face to face, I feel that Sasuke intentionally never called Naruto Usura Tonkashi due to cutting ties with him. And so after clashing heads so many times, Naruto and Sasuke go into a 100% 1v1 battle, and Sasuke does not call Naruto this. It's truly an upsetting scene. With the aforementioned rule intact, depending on the story, and even in specific scenes in the versus mode, we made sure that Sasuke doesn't utter this term. This is to not differ from the intent of Kishimoto Sensei's masterpiece. Again, I understand people might think this is such an obvious rule, but as a game creator, or rather a scriptwriter, this is something that we demanded, and we at CC2 plan to implement everything we demand. Even later during the story, if Sasuke squared up against anyone else, we would make sure the term would never be used. And lastly, Naruto's reply of, I'm your friend, to Sasuke. This is another, of course, scenario, but allow me to explain. Out of all the amazing scenes found within the story, I'm your friend is really powerful. After Naruto goes all out doing his best to stop Sasuke and bring him back to the village, Sasuke states, time and time you get in my way. What in the hell are you? To which Naruto perfectly answers, I'm your friend. It's such a Naruto answer, right? Part of our rule regarding this was, this will never happen if they switch roles. If Naruto said to Sasuke, "What the hell are you?" Sasuke would never say, "I'm your friend." Even if you could imagine this in the slightest, you know that Sasuke would never realistically say such a sentence. This rule is very trivial, I know, and it may be difficult to explain. However, it is a very important rule to us. I'm not going to say that our entire staff understands this rule, but all script scenario writers fully understand. If anyone were to misunderstand anything, I would be happy to make sure everything is construed correctly. I want people to understand the world of Naruto and ideas that Kishimoto-sensei developed for his creation. After reading the manga, the page layouts, panels, and phrases, also constantly watching every episode of the anime over and over, I feel the whole world of Naruto is absorbed into every cell in my body. Due to this, it feels natural for me to think Kishimoto-sensei would never do something like that. When we are discussing and creating our scripts, additionally, we may be thinking, looking at this chapter, I feel Kishimoto-sensei was pressed for time, so it's possible that he wanted to express that scene more like this. Maybe Kishimoto-sensei possessed us with the power of Shaman King's Oversoul in order to make this all happen. In the past, I have pressed on this discussion regarding copyrights and gaining them for previous games. Even when making an original game, we still have to follow the same guidelines regardless. When it comes to developing an original title, it's your team that has to come up with the world. Sitting in meetings going over several points of what is allowed, disallowed, and prohibited. For example, you are playing a game and think, the moment I have control of my character, I'm going to use my ultimate attack. It's likely a possibility that if the game is based on an existing IP, well, that's not going to be allowed. This is something that all of us game developers take to heart when creating something based on an already established IP. Naruto X Boruto Storm Connections features a special story mode where you can play as Boruto in the original scenario. We made several rules to this original scenario too. As you're playing through the story, we hope that you sat there with a big grin on your face muttering, "Oh, this is the part he was talking about." Anyhow, as the game is now available, I hope everyone plays the game to their heart's content. Before I go, those who follow me on X, previously Twitter, probably saw me write about some tweets like, I couldn't stop crying as I was trying out the latest build. Well, that latest build was Connection Special Story Mode. Many of those in the game industry may have thought, is he talking about Fuga or a Demon Slayer game? It was actually the special story mode of Connections. And with that said, I will now give my thoughts about this. I think that this being the last Connections game is a little underwhelming, given all the problems we have with this game with English dub, the Portuguese dub, Xbox not being able to play online. A lot of corners were cut for this game to be made. I'm sure some of it was CC2's fault, but also being under the time constraints of Bandai Namco. If you follow this channel and if you've watched certain shorts and videos that I've made, I've explained this. I think it's kind of a sad way to go, but he takes pride in his work, and he's proud of Connections. So I guess everyone's just gonna have their own opinions on that. But I think that with the series as a whole, this might have been the weakest entry to the series. But that's all I have for today. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if you like it. I'm reading the comments, so if you want to add anything extra, I would love to read what you guys have to say. And I'll see you guys next time.